fiscal year doesn't start over again until June, so right now we're actually maxed out from a headcount standpoint. So that kind of why we put some postings out to really get through hiring what we could this year. So no, we're all set.
Okay. So have you guys ever used Contract House before?
You know, I've only been here for about 6 months, so they might have. But since I've been here, no.
Okay, 6 months, you're relatively new. How are you liking it?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So, I mean, are you familiar with the process, how it works with HR at all?
I know we just send out the requisition down to them, and then they handle it really from there. We just get candidates and set up interviews.
Okay. How long does it usually take? You know, after you send out a requisition?
Well, the one I've done, I sent it out, and about 2 weeks later, we had the person already interviewed and offered. So it took roughly 3 weeks to get them in the door.
Roughly 3 weeks. How long did it take to see a couple of resumes, or was it just one resume and done? No, I like to see at least, between 8 to 10 resumes. So probably about a good calendar week, yeah, at least 5 days. To see resumes?
Yeah, to see about 10.
No, is that your preference to see 10, or does it take 10 to actually target what you're looking for?
No, it's a must for me.
Why is that?
I just like to look what's out there. I mean, I know the pickings are slim. What we're looking for is unique. So for me, if I can tap into a different variety of candidates and look for soft skills based off what they may not be bringing to the table technically, it's just in any of my management positions, I've been an engineering manager for the last 25 years. It's just how I work.
Okay, very good. And you said that your fiscal year doesn't start till June?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm on that area next week, and I would like to have a chance to meet with you and maybe HR to introduce myself.
I actually probably would just direct you to Tina. She's our HR rep. Again, we're not hiring, so I don't necessarily see a need to meet. Knowing she handles it all, so if you want, I can transfer you to Tina.
Sure, and she's the HR rep, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Christine.
Yep, thanks. Hello, it's Tina.
Hey, Tina, this is Garrett calling with Aerotech Engineering. How are you doing this afternoon?
Good.
Excellent. Are you familiar with Aerotech?
Yep.
Okay, how are you familiar?
A company that I actually used to work at in the past used you guys on the production floor.
Okay, what company was that?
Masternardi.
Okay, excellent. So were you involved with any Aerotech contact at all?
No, not at all.
Gotcha. Okay. So I was talking to Christine earlier, and she had referred me over to you, obviously. I just wanted to reach out to you and see if I could be a potential resource for your hiring process over at ABC Group.
Well, we're not really hiring right now, so I guess I appreciate the call, but we're all set.
Sure. Yeah, I know Christine had mentioned you guys aren't looking till June, so I thought why not be a little proactive, come out there, introduce myself now, so if you did ever have that need in the future come June, then we would already have that rapport built.
My schedule is tight. We're going through our fiscal year-end close, and I just don't really have any time right now proactively. We don't have projected positions for June. She must have been referring to when our year starts over.
Mm-hmm.
But we're pretty set for right now.
For right now, okay. Do you think it's it'd be beneficial if I follow up maybe in a couple months here? Or?
Yeah, I don't think it could hurt. I guess, what were you looking to get out of the meeting? You said rapport, but I don't know what you mean by that. I'm sorry.
Well, just really come down and introduce myself and gain an understanding of what your business is about, and to see if a partnership would even make sense. Okay.
Do you know what we do?
ABC Group. Yeah, you guys manufacture powertrain components, I believe.
Yeah. Do you have? I'm just curious, I guess. So, what would you be wanting to learn more about?
Well, I work closely with Detroit Diesel Corporation. We have had a pretty heavy partnership last decade or so. And I just think that with that rapport or that partnership we have with Detroit Diesel, we could be a potential partner for your hiring process as well.
Can you pull from them? I'd love to see candidates from Detroit Diesel. If you could do that, I'd meet with you.
If I could actually take people from Detroit Diesel and bring them over to ABC Group?
Yep, that's whenever I do we typically use a headhunter company, and they target Detroit Diesel. So if you could tap into that, I'd be open to meet.
No, unfortunately, like I said, that is a big partner of mine, and that would just create bad business. That's something I would not want to do to a partner of mine.
Oh, okay.
I hope
gotcha.
you could respect that.
Yep. No, I hear you.
Sure. So again, do you think you have a couple minutes for me to stop by?
What day are you going to be in the area?
I think what day works best for you.
Well, I guess you tell me when you're going to be in the area.
Okay. How about Tuesday, 10 o'clock?
mornings are bad for me. Will you still be in the area in the afternoon?
I think so. Tuesday, how about 2 o'clock?
Yep, that'll work. I really am probably only going to have about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. Now, would I be meeting with just you, Tina, or would it be Christine as well?
Yeah, no, just me.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll meet you Tuesday, 2 p.m.
Great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Tina?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Gary.
How are you?
Thanks for
Nice
taking
to meet
time.
you. Absolutely.
How's it going today?
Busy as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you only had a couple minutes, so I appreciate you, meeting with me.
Yeah, no worries.
So do you know anything at all about Aerotech? I know you had mentioned that, you had worked for a company that previously used us.
Yep, we used you for more like floor labor, so it was really short-term projects, $9, $10 an hour workers. So
Okay.
yeah, I think we had maybe 50 of them at a time or so.
Gotcha. And you said you didn't have any point of contact with Aerotech while you were there?
I didn't actually. I was kind of moving up within my HR career. So
Okay. Well, congratulations.
thank you.
Seems to be going well here.
Yeah, I love it.
Still, like you said, 6 months, somewhere along those lines, or?
I've been here for about 4.5 years.
Okay.
Christine's been here 6 months.
Gotcha. Okay. Excellent. So yeah, the purpose of this meeting is really for me to understand, what ABC Group is about,
Mhm.
and to see if I could, add any value to, your hiring process. So,
Okay.
I know that you said you had mentioned, or you knew about like general laborers, more like $10 hour positions. I specialize in the placement of technical skill sets.
Okay.
I think I mentioned on the phone, a big partner of mine is Detroit Diesel Corporation.
Mhm.
So you said that was a big target of yours.
Yeah.
Do you guys have very similar skill sets here at ABC Group?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. What would those be?
I mean, anything from, product engineers to mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, powertrain. I think, we share the same end-using customer.
Mhm.
So I guess a question for you would be, knowing that they're a big client of yours, I guess if you have a candidate, looking for the exact same job that we have and they have, how are you going to decipher whether you would send them to us or to them if they're your big customer?
Sure, I guess, it would really depend on the soft skills that you had mentioned. You said that you see about 8 to 10 resumes, if I recall correctly, over the phone. So, if I knew that on the front end, really what you're looking for, again, the purpose of this meeting, I can sift through the resumes that we do have in hand and see, what would be a good fit for your immediate group.
Okay.
So I know that you're at HR. For that particular opening, I know you said you didn't have anything, in the immediate future. Do you see something for Christine's group and her immediate engineering group, or?
It's so when we go and present our budgets come the end of May, and then our new fiscal year starts in June. Typically, we'll reevaluate our corporate office. So this isn't our corporate center; it's actually in Denver.
Okay.
So the executives typically sit out there. I report to Denver. They come, they approve it. Actually like look at it, approve it, and then based off of where the allocation's been bid on, we'll determine if there's any that would even be slated for her group. So
Gotcha.
they're very tight with how they allocate budgets.
I think it would be, really beneficial for me to understand, I guess, her media group, being the engineering manager. So how many people report directly to Christine right now?
3.
3?
Yep.
And those are supervisors, just engineers?
Nope, 3 engineers.
3 engineers,
Yep.
and that's it? And
Yep.
those are all manufacturing engineers similar to that job posting, or?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yep.
How did you end up filling that? You said internally, right?
Yeah, we filled it. I have connections on Career Builder. I post my stuff on ZipRecruiter, so I know it touches a ton of the websites. I have a recruiter membership to LinkedIn, and we definitely do, I keep in contact with some of my counterparts and people I've met over the years. So a lot of times we're sharing referrals and whatnot.
Okay. You said you've been in this role for 4.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So for, Christine, she said she's only been in the role for about 6 months.
Yep.
How do you base performance, or how does she base performance in that, in that role?
So she's actually been there for 6 months. She's backfilling. We brought her on a little bit early. The director of that department is actually retiring come September. So we brought her on to kind of shadow and mirror him for the course of the next 6 months as well. So that way when she steps in and he leaves, she'll have 12 months under her belt. So a lot of her performance is directly tied to how she's interacting with our director, what she's retaining, how she's, is she starting to take more of a leadership role. So it's a lot of soft skills to ensure he's a pretty tough guy to work for. He has Christine's department, and then he has 3 other departments underneath him. So he's essentially groomed the supervisors within each department to be like little Michaels. So he does it. I honestly I don't really interact with Christine much.
Okay. So those soft skills, Michael will be looking for, what really, is he targeting then?
Someone who's very good with motivating, leading others rather than, directing others. He looks for people who stay one step ahead of the current processes that we have in place. We're always looking to get better at what we do. So if we're not seeing changes within how each department's operating, typically that hits our executives quick. They like to see progression through like the procedures that they go through their testing and everything else. So it's a lot of how are we doing it now, and then how do we want to do it, and then what are the steps to get there.
Okay, so a lot of like proactive approaches, taking,
Correct.
Looking deeper into the big picture.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So would you say that's more important than like the actual technical skill sets in that group?
I would say it's probably parallel. It would be hard to have the intangible skills to do that without the technical know-how of what's currently working and how to get to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say they're probably just equally as important, which is typically why we've kept the recruiting in-house, because it is unique.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, just to build off that in-house, it seems to be that it's usually like a 2 to 3 week turnaround. Is that typical for that type of role?
Yeah, the way that they have to put in for positions, it gives them a 3-week window. That's all depicted and determined by the managers. They're never waiting on us.
Okay. Okay. So have you guys ever needed to use contracts in the past? I don't think Christine was aware of that.
We have. I would say I would be lying if I said we haven't. It's definitely not our go-to method. It's very costly. And quite frankly, I've been doing this for 25 years. The last 5 to 7 years, the market's dictated the surge in prices. We typically like to do direct placements, and this 20-25% stuff will never fly. So it's just, it doesn't necessarily seem relevant for us.
Okay, so you would never agree to like a 20-25%?
Absolutely. Not that I wouldn't. Our executives would never sign off on it. The most that I've gotten them to do in my 4.5 years here is 14%.
It's 14, really? Okay. Gotcha. So I know you said, June, there's no immediate forecast, but, I appreciate you taking time to meet with me. Did you have any questions about Aerotech or anything at all?
Yeah, I guess so. Say, hypothetically, come June, right? I know you wanted to get out here to kind of talk about that.
Yeah.
If our projections change and we have, an opening in Christine's group, if I called you, are you willing to fill that business at 14%?
No, unfortunately, no. We have a 25% DP fee,
Yeah.
and you're referring to only direct placements.
Yep.
Okay. So we would be, a hard 25.
Why is that?
It's just something, like you had mentioned with the tech market and the quality that we ensure. It's something that we stand by.
Okay. So it's 25%, there's no wiggle room, or I guess what?
No, it would depend, on, what you're looking for, and if there's a repeatable skill set, or if, if we have exclusivity, to that right in that particular position. So there is, a little wiggle room. If you are willing to work with us, we'd be more than happy, to at least talk about it and negotiate.
So what do you mean with exclusivity?
We would be the only staffing company recruiting on that for you.
For that opening?
For that opening.
What would you be able to go to then? Would you do it at 16?
No, ma'am. Looking probably more around like 20%.
Okay.
Is that a little bit better for you?
I mean, I can't, no.
You said this is all coming down from, the executives,
From corporate,
right?
correct, yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, what is their input on it?
That we've been doing a good job finding it on our own. So how do we justify spending, if we can find someone who will do it for 14, that's done it for 14, why spend 6% more on we pay pretty lucrative here. Really, I don't think we have an engineer here who makes less than 110. So I think that probably goes into play too. But again, if you would never do that, if we can just kind of take that off the table. So
you're saying 16%?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I definitely don't want to exclude it because it does depend on the position, and it's very situational. I know this is very proactive, so definitely love to revisit the topic when it comes to being more immediate need for you.
Okay, I guess situational, I'm confused. It seems like you're steering me here. Like, can you do it or can't? Like, what do you?
Well, you don't have there's no immediate need right now for
Right.
you. So I guess I would have to see what you're looking for, the skill set, I guess the market at that time.
Okay.
And then again, just to be a good partner to you, to see where I could add value to your company with finding you the right person.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, and then we've just been talking about engineering this whole time. Being the HR rep. Do you guys use any other contract houses or contract staffing for other positions? Maybe more administrative or?
No, I know that because we are, so our location here, although our corporate's in Denver, we have a decentralized accounting and finance function. So I know that in accounting, I think we've used maybe account temps a couple times. And then in our tax department, typically right around tax season, we bring extra help in to help us file. We tried to file early by June, so really that's it. But
Okay, so we do have, on top of engineering, administrative, as well as commercial, like you had mentioned over at your previous position. And on top of that, Stephen James and Associates, which deals with accounting and finance as well.
Okay.
So if there is a need now or in the future, that could be also a potential resource for you.
Okay, great, yeah, that's good to know.
So is there anything now that you needed help with, or?
No, honestly, I think we're pretty good now. Unfortunately, we can't even if we wanted to, unless someone quit today.
Sure.
And didn't show back up tomorrow, we can't even bring somebody in on contract from our headcount until June.
Gotcha.
Till the new budget rolls over, though.
Sure. Well, again, I want to thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I hope this was beneficial for you. I definitely learned a lot about your business.
Great.
And, would definitely love the opportunity, come in the future if you did ever need, an extra resource to be that partner for you.
Yeah, I would appreciate it.
Okay. So, at this point, would you feel comfortable, reaching out to me in regards to being that extra resource?
Yeah, possibly. I guess my thought would be, though, would I be wasting my time calling you, kind of going through the job description, what I'm looking for, timelines around it, and knowing that there's a lot of ambiguity around what would allow you to decrease your pricing. I think maybe I'd be more apt to sending you a job description and you telling me what you would bill us or what the percentage fee would be.
Sure.
Just so that way we're not wasting, any of the manager's time kind of in that process.
Absolutely. And I would be more than, willing to do so.
Okay, perfect.
All right, very good. So,
Great.
I may follow up, or, I will follow up here in a couple months, so, closer to that, just so,
That's
just
okay.
a touch base.
Yeah, that's great.
Very good, excuse me,
Yeah, Tina.
Tina, yeah, pleasure.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
Bye.